Hey guys, welcome back to the Mythcast, your home for modern mythology. I'm your host, the Storyteller, your guide across the shadows, the legends, and the strange truth woven beneath our worlds. So today guys, we're stepping back into Hawkins, a small town with a very large destiny. Because Stranger Things isn't just a show, it's a mythology, unfolding before our eyes. In Season 5, the powers awakening inside these characters are starting to look way less scientific and much more godlike. Let's unravel this in today's episode. Let's talk about powers, prophecy, darkness, and even fate, because there's a deeper story hidden underneath all the demogorgons, the upside down, and the battles we've seen so far. But first, a quick spoiler warning. This episode contains spoilers for Stranger Things, especially Season 5. I won't give away every twist, but I will talk about key moments that fuel these theories. If you're not caught up, consider this your chance to pause, binge, and return to the realm when you're ready. Before we talk about powers, we need to understand the foundation of Stranger Things. Because while the show uses science labs, experiments, psychic energy, the structure of the show comes from mythology. Every myth has 3 ingredients. 1, a chosen hero. 2, a shadow realm. And 3, a destiny tied to ancient forces. Hawkins has all 3. The Upside Down is a modern underworld. 11 is the chosen vessel. Vecna is a fallen god seeking to reshape the realms. Every character from Will to Dustin plays an archetypal role in a much bigger myth cycle. Let's begin with 11. Her story matches the ancient archetype known as the Vessel of Power. A being chosen not by birthright, but by fate, shaped through pain and burdened with abilities that tie her to cosmic struggle. Think myths like Hercules, strengthened through suffering, and Athena, who emerges fully formed to define the world. Like these figures, 11 is forged by trauma and molded into a weapon with a higher destiny. Her powers are like mythic symbols. Telekinesis is divine intervention. Psychic connection, oracle light, insight. Blood triggers strength, life force sacrifice. Her scream power surges, the wrath of God. And notice something, 11's strength is emotional. Her greatest power comes from love, from rage, from pain, and her connection. Just like ancient deities whose powers swelled based on devotion and sacrifice. Her underworld connection. Every mythic hero must journey into the underworld. 11's underworld is the void. When she steps into that black, endless realm, that's her mythic descent, her moment where she stands between life and death, sacrificing for the truth. Now let's talk about the most important piece of this theory, Will Byers. In Season 5, the signs are clearer than ever. Will is becoming something more. In myth, the being touched by darkness comes back with new insight, new senses, or new powers. Will fits this perfectly, just as a modern Orpheus. He entered the underworld, the Upside Down. He was claimed by dark forces, the Mind Flayer. He escaped, but not alone. Like Orpheus, he who returned from Hades with a mark of loss. Will comes back changed. The chills, for example. Season 5 makes it obvious that Will isn't just sensing Vecna. He's connected. And connections in myth are never accidents. They are the first sign of destiny. Will might be the herald. In mythology, the herald feels the ship before anybody else, receives visions or warnings, bridges the mortal world and the supernatural. Will's body reacts before the threat appears. His emotions sync with the shadow realm, and now he's starting to feel something deeper, power, just like the prophecy of the marked child. There's an old myth archetype. The one marked by darkness becomes the key to defeating it. That is Will. Not the warrior, not the chosen hero, but the catalyst. Vecna's transformation is the clearest myth parallel in the entire series. The fallen priest archetype. Vecna mirrors characters like Lucifer, the fallen angel, Hades, the exiled god, Anubis, the guardian of the realm of dead, Kronos, devourer of children, breaker of worlds. Henry Creel was human, inquisitive, gifted, curious, But curiosity in myth often leads to corruption. The forbidden knowledge trope. Vecna's power comes not from science, but from its own descent into the forbidden realms. This matches sorcerer gods, shadow chosen beings, mythic beings who rewrite themselves. The mind flayer as a primordial chaos. This is crucial. Vecna isn't the top of the food chain. The mind flayer is a pre-existing force, a shape without a form, chaos, hunger, and void. It mirrors mythic beings like Apept, the Leviathan, the Great Serpent, and Chaos Titans. Vecna harnesses that force. That makes him a fallen god wielding primordial chaos. The Stranger Things kids you could consider them almost like the modern pantheon of Hawkins. Every great myth has a pantheon, a cast of gods, demigods, chosen warriors, and shadow-born beings. Stranger Things is building one of those too. 11, the Lightbringer, the divine champion, bearer of power, forged by suffering, deciding to rise up and being the light at the end of the tunnel. Will Byers, the marked prophet, bridged between realms, bound to the underworld, touched by darkness, awakening his true ability at the hands of pain and suffering of his friends, including Mike. Vecna, the fallen god, lord of shadows, exiled, corrupted, but rising again. From the flames he returns himself, restores his body, and comes back stronger, less human and more monster. The mind flayer, primordial chaos, the shapeless ancient thing, older than Hawkins, older than the Upside Down, and who knows, maybe even older than the universe. A being we do not know much about, but could be something much more evil in the future. Mike, the moral anchor. Every hero needs a heart. Mike grounds the powers. He may not have powers himself, but he has a leadership quality to him. Something that the team really needs. Especially in the earlier seasons, they didn't have no one to help them look for Will. Mike was the one who stepped up, and he went, found Will, found 11, and brought everybody together. Dustin, the trickster and scholar. In myth, knowledge is a weapon, and Dustin is the one who understands the patterns, understands the skill. Without Dustin, they wouldn't understand how to use the radio to stop him in Season 4. Without Dustin, they wouldn't have the ability to move on. Dustin is the one who used the compass to find the lab in the first place. Lucas, the warrior. Courage over fear, the champion archetype. Lucas was always head on first, always protect others, especially when he got to Max. And now that he lost her, his skill and his suffering is just increasing his strength as a warrior. Speaking of Max, the lost soul, trapped between worlds, a symbol of sacrifice and resurrection. Together they form a mythic ensemble, unlike the Greek heroes and the Norse warriors, or the pantheons of old. They are something new. They are a stronger group. A pantheon from the modern day. So, what does mythology predict for Season 5? A convergence. A moment where light and dark collide. The marked child reaches their destiny. The fallen god rises for the final time. The vessel of power faces their greatest test. 11's role. She's the champion, the hero with divine force. But even 11 cannot win alone. Will's role. Will is the balance, the bridge, the one who can sense or maybe control what others cannot. Vecna's purpose. Vecna wants not just domination. He wants a rewriting. He wants to rebuild reality in his image, a classic god rebirth myth. The final battle. This isn't just a fight. This is mythology. Every myth ends in a clash. Ragnarok. The final flood. Heaven versus hell. Light versus shadow. Hawkins becomes the new mythic battleground. Will Byers won't just sense Vecna, he will influence the Upside Down. His mark becomes the key. 11 becomes the sword. Their group becomes the pantheon they always were meant to be. And the final clash becomes a modern myth itself. But what if time travel causes the end? I have heard many people talking about it. So I have a travel theory for you. What if the Upside Down isn't another world, but almost like a broken timeline? We already know the Upside Down is frozen in time, stuck on November 6, 1983, the exact day Will was taken. But instead of thinking it as just a creepy copy of Hawkins, think of it like a shattered hourglass. A place where time didn't just stop, it broke. Just like an ancient myth where a Titan god shatters the timeline and left the heroes to fix it. Stranger Things might be building towards a similar path. Here are the 3 biggest clues I have found. Vecna's clock. Every time Vecna haunts somebody, they hear ticking. Clocks aren't just a horror tool, they're symbols of someone controlling time. 2. Henry reshaping the Upside Down. When Henry fell in the Upside Down, it wasn't Hawkins yet. It became Hawkins after he and Will arrived. That means it's not in another dimension, but could be a timeline that he rewrote. And 3. 11's memory travel. Elle can literally walk through memories, like visiting a moment frozen in time. It's not just telepathy, it's mythic level time sleeping. Put these clues together, and you got this. The Upside Down is the first draft of Hawkins, a fractured version of the past that Vecna took control of. And here is where the myth energy hits. The only way to end Stranger Things might be to reset the timeline. Just like in myth, the hourglass of Alan, where the hero has to collect broken pieces of time. Someone in Stranger Things might need to step into the frozen past to fix everything. And who would that be? It won't be 11. It'll be Will. He was the first one taken. He hears Vecna. He sees the visions long before others. The Upside Down is literally frozen on the day he was taken. Will is the anchor. He is the key. The one who can walk the frozen memory of Hawkins and change the moment everything went wrong. And if this theory is correct, that could mean Eddie could return, Max could be fixed, Hopper might be saved, Vecna could be erased before he becomes Vecna. But, like every myth, the hero has to pay the price. Will might fix everything, but not exist in the new timeline. The perfect Stranger Things heartbreak. Bittersweet, mythic, and exactly the vibe the Duffer Brothers love. So that's the hourglass theory. The idea that Hawkins doesn't need a bigger weapon. It needs a rewind button. Let me know what you think. Would you want a timeline reset? Or should Stranger Things keep the world exactly the way it is? And that's that. The myth behind the madness. Stranger Things isn't just a story about monsters. It's a saga about destiny, about chosen heroes, about the darkness we face and the light we protect. Thank you for stepping in once again into the realm of modern mythology. I'm the Storyteller, and I'll see you in the next chapter.